I know you left 3 comments, so I'm just going to read them in a row here. Ma'am, how is more money to IRS helps Americans? The reason there aren't 90,000 new IRS is because of Republicans. I hate our money going overseas, but Biden's given almost $1 trillion away. But fuck the IRS. Fucking the IRS sounds bad for what reason? It's not, they're gonna, look, this is the swamp, okay? They know that people are paying more attention now. So that they might get to the fact, if they're awake enough, that none of our money should be going overseas. I mean, maybe in rare cases, but this has been a continual pattern. Believe me, they're not going to screw any of the swamp. And the IRS is part of the swamp with the Republicans. I just am posting a video now about this, but do you know how many people are hurting in this country and have been for so long? Do you know how many? I mean, I'm a mental health nurse, okay? I see the people that suffer. I do. The amount of homeless, the addiction, the domestic abuse, child abuse, and children are just totally, and yet the death rate in our country has continually risen for many reasons. Does that seem like a government that has been helping the people? No, it seems like a government that has been so focused on Israel. All the time they do this. It doesn't matter what. They focus so much on Israel. What's going on in Israel? Oh, babies were killed here. Do you know how many babies were killed in this country? Do you know how many adolescents I've had to assess with suicidal tendencies in the past 12 years? And the media, Katie McEnany and Mike Johnson and so many, all of them in the Devil of Dens in Washington, want to carry on about babies killed in Israel. Yes, it's sad, but what about the American babies killed? What about the American people that are homeless? We wouldn't have this rise in mental health crises if we had an ethical Congress on the left and the right that actually put the values of this country first, that actually put the American citizens first. This is just a diversion, thinking that somehow they won't take it from the American people. Why is he even focusing on that? Here's the thing, if they spent half the amount of time every damn Republican and Democrat has spent on the news talking about Israel or whatever foreign crisis it is, Ukraine, if they spent half the amount of time talking that they do about that, about the mental health, people in this country that have mental health problems, that need some help, that hospitals could use extra resources, have more resources, and instead we just have resource after resource disappearing. You would think that Mike Johnson, being so biblically motivated, okay, and if those people there on the left and the right are so ethical, that they might care about the country they live in and the citizens who live here, but they don't. They will spend an entire day talking about Israel and how their people have been killed. When do they ever talk about what the Americans are suffering with? And the media, they do this, they do it all of them. It's like the 24/7, I watched this after 9/11, the 24/7 coverage of Israel and oh, the poor Israel, okay? And yet there's innocent people. How is it that everybody on the left and the right there cannot see that there's innocent on both sides? I mean, we have such incompetence in Washington, D.C., the Republicans and the Democrats, so incompetent that they're not even smart enough to see that there's innocent people, not just in Israel, but in the Middle East in general. But more than that, there are people in this country that are suffering. There are people in this country that are dying because of corrupt and criminal governors and mayors in Democrat cities who defunded their police and then put the officers they have left in danger. And Black Lives Matter all through summer of 2020, burning the place down. 2020 alone, no profession, not in medicine anyway, wants to address how that contributed massively, lockdowns, to a huge rise in mental health crisis. But even though I was saying something about it, no, I don't have all those letters that they all do after my name, but somehow I knew we shouldn't be doing lockdowns. But none of them do, right? They never talk about the mental health crisis. Not the Republicans or the Democrats. They only talk about it when it serves their damn agenda, like because of firearms, because somebody goes in and shoots up a school or shoots up a mall, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, let's talk about mental health crisis for the next 24, 48 hours. But boy, oh boy, when there's a crisis in Israel or in the Middle East or who knows where, okay, anywhere else on the planet but America, well, they will spend 24/7 pushing the agenda that we have to send your money and, oh, pour this, pour that, playing heartstrings, and then on top of it all, the audacity to stand on biblical values to do it. Yeah, you're getting played if you think that somehow the Republicans are clean in all this. No, they're all dirty because they live in the swamp.